Hello, Julie here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me, and if you're not already a subscriber, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, please think about giving me a thumbs up or leaving a comment. I'd appreciate it. Okay, so today I'm starting on a new journal. I'm using a digital kit from SunflowersAndDors called, it's called Steampunk Blue or something like that, but I'll put a link in the description box and you'll be able to check that out if you want to. It's a great kit. I love this colour, this bluey turquoisey colour. There's a couple of different shades of it in here, and I think one of the actual pages has got quite a green tint to it. So I've gathered up some papers to add to my signatures. I'm going to do 2 signatures, and each signature's got 16 sheets in it, so 16 double-sided papers. I'm just going to pop that, oh no, I'll do them both. Alright, so what I've got in them, and this way you get to see what's in the actual kit as well. I mean, there's tags and pockets and all that sort of stuff. These are just the pages. So this one here with the dragonfly on it, and this is one of the background pages. I've also got a book page, a coffee dyed page. This is the next page in the kit. Love that owl. And this is just a digital print that I scanned in and I use on the back of some of my pages. A coffee dyed page that I dyed. I've got a coffee dyed, this is out of, one of those school scrapbook books, so I'm going to use that. This is another of the journal pages, and on the back of that one I put another one of the scanned book pages. This one's got the dashed lines. I've got a graph page that has been coffee dyed. You can see this side's sort of got the lace pattern on it. I've just got a piece of cardstock, just plain cardstock, that I thought might add a little bit of colour. I've got a coffee dyed doily. This is another page from the kit, the Steampunk Girl, and the background from the kit, one of the backgrounds from the kit. There's 2. Another graph page that's been coffee dyed. A book, a music. This is a music book, and I have coffee dyed and put with the lace pattern. This is the blank music sheet that's been coffee dyed. An envelope, I'm not sure how I'm going to attach that yet, but it's in there. A double page of tracing paper that has been coffee dyed. This is the this will be the centre of the spread, and you can see that background and this background, they're the 2 backgrounds. Oh, you can see them properly, and you can see that this one's a lot busier than this one. So this has got the extra splatters on it. That goes in there. And this one is going to be my centre page on this signature. So that's that one. So you can see all I've done is collected up the pages. I haven't, well, I've sort of put them in the order that I will assemble them in, but I haven't worked out whether I'll fold or cut or what on the different pages. And this is the other signature. This is probably going to be the front signature because I love that owl. So we've got that one, and that's got the dashed line digital on the back. Page from a book. That's from Children's World Encyclopedia or something like that. Coffee dyed page. This is another page from the kit, and that's got the busier background on it. This is the page from the scrapbook. This is coffee dyed page. got the corner missing there, but I'll probably put a pocket or something over that, so that's not going to make any difference. Another page from the kit. This has got the less busy background page on it. A piece of the graph coffee dyed paper. The same piece of cardstock that I just cut the whole thing, so this is 12 inches by 6 inches. The coffee dyed doily, it's got the lace pattern on it. Another page from the kit with the bug, and this has got the grid background. This is a grid sheet, the same, well not the same, but a page from the same book with the music sheet with the coffee dye on it. This is just a coffee dyed, you know, refill booklet thing. Oh no, this has got the music page on the back. Anyway, that's going in there. An envelope, the coffee dyed tissue paper, and this is going to be the centre of my signature. And see, this is the one, the bird that's more blue. The others are a bit more turquoisey, but this one's a fairly bright blue, but it's very cute. Okay, so they're my two signatures, and now I have to decide how I want them assembled. So I'm only going to do one. I'm going to do the other one probably exactly the same or very similar. So this first page, of course, this is going to be the size of my journal, A5 size. So this first page will just be folded in half. You could use your scoreboard and score that, but I've just put my edges together, and so that's going to be the front of my first signature. Now this one, what have I got on the back? That is a plain book page. So I need to get my trimmer, don't I? Because I need to have them at least the same height. I could fold it. I could fold it up or down, but I've got some pretty big papers here that I'm going to do that with, so I might just trim this one down, I think. So if I'm going to mark that there and here and trim that off. I don't know how you put your pages together, whether you just pick out the pages and then decide what you're going to do with them, or whether you trim them all down to the size you want as you select them. I guess there's lots of different ways of doing it, isn't there? Okay. So these sorts of things can be stamped on and used in different areas, different places for different things. So that one is page 2. We've got a plain, or well, a coffee dyed lace pattern paper here. Going to just fold that in halves. And once again, the kit pages will just be folded in halves as well. So I'm just putting these inside of each other as I go. Now this one has got, let's see, how, yeah, I think I might trim this one down to the height of the page and fold the edges in to make side pockets. So let's trim this down to the required height. Well, it's the height of an A4 or sideways A4, so it's 8 1/4 inches high. I could just measure that on my trimmer because they're all the same size. That piece can come in handy. Now, this is going to go inside of this piece. I'm going to pop that in there. And I'm just going to mark where that ends. And then I'm going to fold this. So I'm going to fold it so that it's slightly less. So slightly, the pocket's going to be slightly bigger than that mark, because when you put your signature together, although I'm going to do tab binding on this, so it probably will be alright if I did them to exactly the right size, but it won't hurt to do them a little bit smaller. So about there. Okay, that one can go there. This one, as I said, is just a normal A4 size, so that will be folded over. I can put a ruffle or something like that on this edge so that it covers up that area there. I can put a pocket, you know, a side pocket or top tuck or something like that in there if I wanted to. That's that one. Once again, we've got a kit page, so I'm just going to fold that perfectly in halves, well, as best I can. This one is it normal height? Yes, it is, so I'm going to leave those. I could trim that off if I wanted to, but I think I might just leave it there. Fold that in halves that way. Go in there. This is 12 inches wide, which is wider than my book. So I probably need to trim that down. Need to trim it down to there. Because it's not wide enough, no, it's not enough. Oh, I could fold it over and have a shorter page, couldn't I? So why don't I do that? Do a fold over on one side. So let's fold this in, so about that much. That will make a pocket. I'm just going to erase that pencil mark off of there. And then I'm going to fold that over in halves like that. So that's going to make a smaller page on each side. So it's going to be shorter and narrower than my other pages. So that will fit in there like so or like so. Either way, I'll see what I think when I come to the actual final stages. We've got now our lace coffee dyed doily. Let's fold that in halves. I like to put one of these in each journal because it's a perfect place there for a pretty photo. Now we've got another digital page. Another grid page. Now this one, I think I'm going to fold this up. I want to go that way or that way. How much room have I got? So there. Quite a good sized pocket there. I think I might go that way. What do you think? Let's do that. Okay. Where's the ruler? Just put that ruler on that mark so that I've got a bit of an idea of where I'm supposed to be folding. Okay. Now, bottom of the page seems to be a little bit wider than the middle. Okay, so that is going to be that, like so. I need to trim this off to the right width, which is there. Where's my marker there, I think? There. There we go. Okay, so there we have two pockets, two bottom pockets, and we've got these left over. This one, once again, can be folded in half. This is the music sheet paper, blank music sheet. Envelope, which I haven't decided how I'm going to use that yet. Tracing paper. Now, I think I might do side pockets on this one, and I'm not too fussed if it's narrower than the normal pages. Well, I could do one and one, couldn't I? I could cut up here and fold that up. Let's try that. So that's the bottom of the page. Just make sure we've got that perfectly on the top. So I'm going to cut up here along that fold, which I'm not that great at, to be honest, and I'm going to fold this one up there. Make sure I've got this end straight, then I should be right. You can see that's not perfectly straight, but I can always work with that. Okay, so that will give me a page like that. So first of all, I need to trim that bottom off. I need to make this 8 1/4. And then I'm going to neaten this up so it's straight. Now I need to fold this over and mark the width I need to cut this side down to. So let's put that on there. And needs to be trimmed off there. I'm just wondering whether I should cut this back 1/2 inch so that I've got something to tuck in. Or should I just make it no, I'll just make it a flat pocket. Okay, so that one can go in there. And then this one is going to be my centre page, and that folds that way. So this is what we've got. I'm going to take this page out of there because I've got 2 of them in there and they're pretty close together, and I've got 2 plain pages here right next to each other, so I'm going to pop that in there. I'm sure we all have our different things that we like and don't like in our journals or our signatures. Okay. So that is going to be what my signatures look like. I am thinking that I might do a tabbed binding on this, so that means that each of these pages will be attached like that. And the benefit of, or one of the benefits of a tab binding is that your book sits nice and flat. And it also means that all of your pages are the full length. You don't have to trim them down for that bit that sticks out. Well, supposedly all the same length, but you can trim them afterwards if you wish. Isn't that a perfect match for that? I thought it was anyway. Now I haven't included short pieces in my... I've only done one journal before with the tab type binding, and it didn't have any irregular sized pages in it. So this will be interesting. And I'll need to figure out a way of attaching that, how that will work. So that goes like that. So it's going to be quite a fat little journal, because that's it before it's got any embellishments or anything on it. So there's going to be 2 of those, and plus embellishments, pockets, all those sorts of things. So it's going to be quite chunky. Okay, now I'm going to do exactly the same thing with this signature. You don't need to watch me do that because you've seen how I do that one. So it's going to be exactly the same, or near enough to it. And so I'll go ahead and do that, and then when I have got these all assembled, I'll come back and we'll do the covers. Okay, so I'm creating my covers now, and I've cut some chipboard. This is you know, quite a sturdy cover, and I've cut it to 6 inches by 8.5 inches. And if I grab a page of my journal, you can see that it is going to sit on there like that. So I've got just about 1/8 of an inch all around. So I've printed out my images for my cover, and because my cover is actually bigger than my journaling, than my A4 paper cut in half, I'm going to, when I fit it, I'm going to have a fine border all the way around. So I'm going to paint the 2, well, I have to paint both sides, and I've cut a front and a back. And the paint I'm going to use to paint it is a Duncan acrylic paint, and it's a liquid pearl called Golden Turquoise. Now I've had this paint for well over 30 years, so it's a good quality paint. It's lasted for a very long time, and I think I'm going to have to do 2 coats because it is translucent, but I think this colour goes really well with the fabric that I'm going to use for my spine. Speaking of the fabric that I'm going to use for my spine, I have had to coffee dye the fabric, but I'll talk about that later when I'm actually doing my spine binding. So I don't have to do all of this cover because it's going to be covered by the pattern paper. I'm just doing around the edge, and I'm going to have to do 2 or 3 coats so I get a nice solid cover. I'm going to let it dry between each coat. So that's that one. The first coat won't take that long to dry because it sinks into the chipboard fairly well. this chipboard is probably, I would say, 1 to 1.5 millimeters thick. So it's going to be a nice sturdy cover. So I'm just going to put this on fast forward. I won't be talking. I'm just going to put it on fast forward and give this a few coats. I'll give it 2 coats to start with, but then I might have to let it dry completely and before I give it the 3rd coat. Okay, so that's 3 coats on one side. I have to do exactly the same on the other side, so I'll turn the camera off and let this dry, and then when it's dry I'll turn it over and do exactly the same thing on the other side. When that's done, I'll come back. Okay, so my paint is now dry, so I'm going to attach the papers to my chipboard covers. Now, I have inked around all of these, so now I might use my glue stick in the centre areas and then add some liquid glue to the outsides just to make sure that they stick properly. I probably should have stitched around these. I wonder if I could stitch through the chipboard. Credit card here, or not a credit card, a store loyalty card, and I'm just going to press that down so that it's nice and firmly attached. All over. Now, having learnt from my mistake, what I'm going to do is take these 3 to my sewing machine and stitch around them before I attach them to my covers. So I'll do that and I'll be back. Okay, so my sewing machine did sew through the chipboard, and it actually likes sewing through that better than it likes sewing through just paper. So now I'm going to attach the inside cover. And I did stitch all of these separately. No, I could have stuck them on and then stitched. I thought that, well, while I'm there I may as well do the lot. So that's what I did. I'm using this Anko glue stick. I got it at Kmart. I have heard good reports about it, so I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. If you've watched any of my videos, you know I'm not a real big glue stick fan. But if it works for others, then surely it will work for me. Oh, I just stabbed myself with my pin. Probably get glue poisoning, whatever that might be. Oh, it stings. So by adding the glue stick and the art glitter glue, there's a fair chance that nothing's going to come astray. Hopefully. What I have to do is get it on straight. Okay. So there we go. That's our, my front cover. I'll put some embellishment on that. No, that will be my inside cover. I'm going to do exactly the same with this one. You don't need to watch me do that. So I'll turn my camera off and I'll come back when I'm ready for the next stage, which I think will be starting to bind my covers and pages together. I decided to end this video here because by the time I finished binding this book together, the video was about 1 hour and 3/4 long. So I've cut it into two, and the next video I release will be the actual binding of this journal together. I'm going to use, as I said, the tab binding, so I hope you can join me when I post my next video, which will be the binding. Okay, thank you and bye.